Welcome back to Unknown Destination, the podcast about anything and everything travel. I am Justin. That is Andrew. I am not going to ask him how he was because we might or might not be recording this immediately after the last one.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I didn't ask, but thanks for answering. No. All right. So if you guys listened to our last one, you know we talked about an article about some of the craziest airline passengers of 2020. Now 2020 is behind us, so I'm going to jump back to an article that's actually from 2015. It is from Travel and Leisure, and it is called 7 Stories from Hotel Employees on the Strangest Guests They've Encountered.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I think this one's going to be a lot of fun as well.
We need Jess here for this.
Oh, we should have, man. Next time we do a hotel story one, we're going to have to bring her on as well, because I'm sure we will. Hopefully we need to start our own subreddit for these fans at some point too.
Yeah, you want to jump in.
Yeah. All right. So actually, a lot of these in this article were actually originally pulled from Reddit. So let's go ahead and go through these one by one. So this first one is from Reddit user Red Sundance. And their story is that a CEO of a large TV corporation who would ask to have a tray of cookies sent to the room every night. She would chew every one of them only to put them back on the tray.
So she's a murderer. Okay.
That's the vibes I'm getting. That's kind of funny because as corporate travel agents, that's like one of the weirder requests that we would get to ask for the hotel.
Yeah.
And
when you brought up the cookies, I was thinking, well, that's not that crazy. She just likes her cookies before bed. And then you went like Hannibal on me.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So that's a short one, but that's disgusting. Like, I feel bad for the housekeepers. They have to clean up her chewed cookie tray.
Can you imagine what Jess would have done with that?
I know, because I don't know how she would react. I'm very curious. Anyway. All right. So this next one is from Reddit user Lady Wug, WUG. And user says, we had a guest we ended up calling Pie Guy. He would come to the hotel without a reservation, pay in cash, plus the $100 cash deposit. And the next day we would find his bathroom and bathtub full of the remains of several expensive pies. He never came back to the desk for his deposit as he knew he wouldn't be getting it back. We added his name to our do not rent list, but he kept coming back and using different names. One time we found a torn up list in his room with the words pie and pants scribbled over and over again.
I have so many questions for this man. Is he banging the pies? Is he American Pie in this? Is he eating all these pies and he's worried about getting shamed? What kind of pies? I'm a big pie guy. Were they apple? Were they cherry? Were they warm? How old were they? Were they fresh? Were they homemade?
And well, it says several expensive pies. So how does the hotel worker know this? Is he leaving the packaging behind and they know it's an expensive brand?
Have they called the expensive brand that provides these pies and said, will you please stop selling these to our pie guy because he keeps banging pies in our bathrooms?
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know how to react to this one. And I don't know. Some things are so unbelievable, they're easy to believe. This one feels like it's like from a movie or something. And I just don't know where the reference is from.
Yeah, I don't know. At the same time, though, it's one of those things that I feel like you can't make up. Who's working at a hotel that's just like, you know what? I bet I can convince people that somebody just only pays with cash and he just loves pies. Like he loves them so hard that we can't allow him to be here.
See, it brings me questions up about this hotel too. Like, is this a lower end motel type of hotel? Because a lot of hotels will still allow you to pay in cash with $100 cash deposit. That part in itself isn't surprising, but they say he uses different names. Well, you have to give them your ID when you check in at any reputable hotel. So how is he continuously getting these rooms? Like, is this like a no-tell motel that?
Yeah, it's got to be one that's not associated with any kind of chain.
And
because
if it's
any of those, you have to give a driver's license to even rent.
And if it's like a no-tell motel, like, I'm surprised they stopped renting to him. You would think the $100 cleaning fee or deposit.
What the hell? Why are they telling? bunch of rats.
I don't know. Obviously, if my wife came across something like this, yeah, I would expect them at a higher end property to be like, no, you're not staying here. That's way too much work for our housekeeping staff.
That's
And
it's way too much pie.
Pies stain. Like, you get a cherry pie, like cherries stain shit.
Yeah, cherries do. That I'm not a big cherry pie guy.
Is anybody besides the band Warrant?
I love a mixed berry pie. That's mixed berry pie. I had anytime that I'm traveling, actually, I try to eat their pies, which sounds really terrible. But I really love pie. No matter where I'm at, I will be like, what kind of pies do you serve?
Pie is good. It's better.
But
than
I would never
cake
do
in
what
most
this guy.
situations.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it to my room and hoard it and be like, just keep the security deposit because I ruined that room.
Yeah. But moving on from Pie Guy here,
I'm really invested in a Pie Guy at this point. I feel like him and me are the same.
Well, we have a platform here. If any of you know who this Pie Guy is, or if you happen to be listening,
I want
by
him
some
on
crazy
here.
chance, we want to talk to you. We want to have you on this.
I got 800 questions.
Right? All right. So this
consistency.
This next story is from user Green Mouse 19. And Green Mouse 19 says, this one lady came into the lobby around 11 p.m., asked for the workout room, so I opened it back up for her, figuring she was one of those 24-hour workout people. I went back in around 3 a.m. to close it up again, and she has set up a bed for herself on the treadmill. Ended up giving her our last room after she had a fight with her husband, and she was refusing to sleep with him.
That's amazing. That you can't make that up. Women are that petty.
Here's the thing, like,
people are that petty. I shouldn't say women because I'd probably do something like that.
But if you were in that situation, wouldn't the first thing you would do be go to ask the front desk if they had another room? Well, I guess if you can't afford it.
You're stubborn.
But then say
you do that. If you do that, he wins.
But what if it's his credit card on file for the room, and you ask for another room and say charge it to the same card?
And
I
don't know if she could do that.
It depends on how vigilant the hotel is on their
the hotel shouldn't let
policy.
her do that, but because he's the card holder. But
what if the room was in her name, but they used his card?
That's true. That is true.
There's loopholes here.
Yeah. No, she was trying to send a statement. She was hoping that he'd come down and be like, "No, babe, come back to bed." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna sleep on a treadmill because I hate your ass."
This next one is
see Loretta doing that.
This next one's a little bit of a not safe for work one. It's
Perfect.
from user Nuke the Nukes, who said, I used to work at the front desk and a guy asked if he could use another room to store 11 life-size sex dolls.
This is another one that it's like, is that all this user posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more to this story. Either he doesn't know it or he's posting this for that juicy karma, because there's got to be some reason why this man is carrying 11 sex dolls with him.
Yeah, I mean,
like a convention, or he's selling them or something like that. He's making videos. I don't know. There's a reason for this.
Making videos was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, so, like maybe I don't know why that. Does it have a picture of the sex dolls? I was just curious if they were actually sex dolls or if it was like mannequins.
You see, that went through my head too. And then like selling them at an anime convention out of a room or something like that, because,
or like a lot of artists will travel with mannequins as well.
True.
Or he could have been going to set up a Target. Who knows?
Okay.
I don't know. It just seems like I think that guy maybe embellished sex toys a little bit, because 11 of them is just obscene.
It's quite possible. All right, so we are gonna give me 1 second. Sure. I had to take a drink. These stories are taking me back a little bit. So this next one is from user DSE Tech, and they said, I had a weird guest who was part of a land survey crew that would come in every week. One time she called the front desk and said, there are bubbles in my toilet. Why are there bubbles in my toilet? I told her they might have flushed the water pipes, BSing. She then says, hold on, I'm going to bring some down. I said, ma'am, that's really not necessary, but she was already let off the line. 5 minutes later, she comes down the elevator with a wine glass full of clear water. Well, it was bubbly a minute ago. I had to walk in the back and beat my head against the wall for a bit.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh boy. Some people common sense-o-meter is broken.
I don't get this one at all. And like bubbles in your toilet, like that's not that
That's
weird.
bizarre. Yeah, it's bizarre that she thought that it was bizarre. Like
Right. Like,
that
you know,
water moving does that
yeah.
naturally.
I don't and why does she care?
Who's watching the water in their toilet that closely?
Yeah, I don't
You flushing and
understand.
enjoying the show, or what's?
So
I don't
many more
understand.
questions.
That's another one of those where it's like I have way more questions than answers.
Oh man. So we've got two more in this article. This next one is from user Powered Death.
Perfect. Love
and
it.
this one's pretty straightforward. They just said we had to kick some burger convention attendees out when they dumped mayo and relish into the hot tub. And all I can think is, where is there a burger convention?
All I can think of is, were they getting ready for like a wrestling match? Is
You
that
know
why
what?
hot tub? Because they were trying to. Was this like a burgers gone wild type of night? Maybe it was after the burger convention. Everything was winding down. They're like, you know what? What do we have a lot of? Mayonnaise, relish, barbecue sauce. Let's slather some people up, wrestle.
I just learned that Burger King has a global convention every year where they name a new Prince Castle.
Why? I want to know what's wrong with the world. This. Why is this a thing? Why do we care? A Burger King convention. They got some good nugs though. I'm not even gonna lie.
So now that I've actually read that article, I have debunked it. That was an episode of Bob's Burgers.
Oh my god. I knew it. It sounded too weird.
Yeah, so I had to Google it. It sounded too weird, and it's the episode titled Uncle Teddy. It's the 14th episode of the 4th season, and Bob and Linda go out of town to a burger convention where the attendees complain to management. Bob and Linda retaliate by dumping mayonnaise and relish into the hot tub.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What this tells me is that Travel and Leisure is not doing their research before posting Reddit quotes.
Oh, this was on Travel and Leisure?
Yes.
Wow.
This is a very... Now, keep in mind, they're pulling stuff from Reddit, but it's not that hard to do a quick Google to make sure this isn't a reference.
Justin just did it live in 15 seconds.
Right.
This is journalism is truly dead. That's why we always say it's so hard to find good sources that you can trust, because I mean, this travel you said it was Travel Weekly?
Travel and Leisure.
Travel and Leisure is huge in obviously the travel and leisure world.
Yeah.
But for them to be hoodwinked by a Reddit post is a little concerning.
It made our episode better though.
It definitely it's concerning on the large forefront.
Yeah, it looks like at the time this article was by Erica Owen, who was the audience engagement editor at Travel and Leisure. It says to follow her on Twitter. Looking at her Twitter now, it looks like she's listed as a professional Iceland enthusiast and travel writer.
She got fired.
Yeah, because she's a freelance writer now. So that tells me she's probably not still an editor at Travel and Leisure.
I can't imagine why. Cap.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just think about being the editor of any kind of newspaper or publication, and instead of like before going to print, you don't just take 20 seconds to just the headlines of your articles really to debunk it.
If she is still working for a publication, even this tweet is a little... She has a tweet from August 18th that says, sat through an inclusivity training today that negatively referenced overweight people more than once. I just am so tired.
Is she overweight? Because that's probably why she's tired. You know what I'm saying?
Who am I? Wow, controversial Andrew there.
Oh man, no, I am very outspoken.
Yeah, she said in a response to this, someone said, F fat phobia. I'm so sorry, Erica. And she replied, it's both astounding and utterly not surprising how exclusionary companies can be. And during a workshop aimed at unifying people and encouraging genuine diversity, a lot to unpack there. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a bigger guy, but
that you're not
like,
diverse though. You're a white male. That's
right.
like they're trying to make it so that fat people are considered like a unicorn. Like
Yeah, like a
you're
protected class of citizen, which
yeah,
no.
you're not a Native American. Like you're not an African American. You're a white woman. You're a fat white woman. That's I don't understand. You're not special. Like that's what that infuriates me. I cannot stand that. That's like trying to justify being fat as being they're trying to make it like a race.
Yeah, especially at a time where, like, obviously we both, I think I can speak for both of us, saying we stand behind the LGBTQ community, and
Oh yeah.
I totally agree. Sexual orientation should be something that's included in your anti-discrimination,
Has
not
nothing
being
to do with
fat.
weight. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm actually pretty okay with that being in legislature that companies can be like you're too fat for this job because that's just maybe they are. That's I don't know. That's you're not going to hire a 400-pound flight attendant.
oh,
It's a little bit tricky to get through those aisles.
she is now the director of audience development and social at Architectural Digest. You know, the magazine that goes into all the rich people's houses to do a house tour on YouTube because they think they're MTV Cribs.
Oh, that's really important too, I guess. That's
Anyway, we're spending too much time on her, but I felt like I had to go on that tangent and find out because missing something as important as that. Like, this is a reputable travel
yeah.
magazine. You shouldn't be trolled by somebody quoting a Bob's Burgers episode on Reddit.
Or at least not that easily because I don't think either of us have ever watched the show. But
I
with just
have,
a quick Google, but you
but
didn't
not
Google Bob's
much.
Burger to
No,
find it. Yeah.
I googled the exact words burger convention mayo relish.
Yep. Yeah.
And
So are you kidding me?
actually,
You're telling me a chief editor before releasing a publication can't find that out?
if you just Google the words burger convention, the very first thing is Reddit Bob's Burgers comments. I hate the Bob's Burgers convention people. Season 4 Uncle Teddy episode.
Okay, burger. I'm gonna try it because I've never Googled anything like this. Yep. Okay. Yeah. The very first thing
Same
it's a
thing.
YouTube clip, Bob's Burgers, and all I
Bob
typed was
doesn't fit
burger.
in at the burger convention.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
That's insane. That is actually insane.
wow.
I'm over here sitting on furlough. This woman's bringing in the dough, just allowing her. Jesus Christ! All right, let's move on before I just become her enemy.
Okay, well, that was our second to last one for this article, but this last one's kind of a long one. This is posted by user SPBS Linky or SPB Slinky. There we go.
Okay.
And they said, we once had a couple check in at reception and they were given a park and display permit for their car. The hotel only had 3 car parking spaces, which are usually reserved during booking. Others have to park on the streets around the hotel, displaying the permits, which are provided at cost by the local council. About 40 minutes later, the husband comes to reception shouting and complaining that he's received a parking ticket and the permit he was given was obviously no good. We couldn't understand why because there's no way the permit wasn't valid. We asked did he display it in the window like we told him to. He said, of course. He put it in the window as soon as he got upstairs to the room. That's when we realized he put it in the bedroom window and not his car window. You know what? I might put this on the employees. They gave him too much credit.
Yeah, that's that is totally something that I could see my ex-wife doing. I was gonna say me, but I wouldn't. No, I'm smarter than that. That's definitely something that when you're moving too fast, I could see the thought process behind it.
Yeah.
It's wrong, obviously, and very stupid when you think about it. But I wonder what he was thinking when when they're like, well, why? Because if I was the hotel worker, I would just straight up be asking him, why did you put it in? What did you think? The police can't see your window. Why would that be a thing?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I love that he got mad. I would have just felt like an idiot and probably would have told no one and probably just paid the parking ticket as
Right?
someone that has shame. And there's someone that feels shame. I would never bring that up to anyone. I would never tell anyone that. I would just
No.
pay my parking ticket.
And just let it be.
Yeah, and just wipe it, push it back with the other repressed memories.
Wow. So yeah, that is all for that article. I think we're definitely going to do a deeper dive and do our own Reddit sourcing for the next episode of this, where we discuss hotel stories, so I can
Yeah.
verify them by a 5-second Google search.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's hilarious that just how off that story sounded that you've literally found that in just 10 seconds because you're like, you know what? I didn't even know there was a burger convention. Then all you typed was burger convention and it showed up the exact story that it was fake. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, I found out two very important things. One is that it was a Bob's Burgers episode, and two is that they name a Prince Castle at the Burger King convention every year.
Also, as equally as important.
I agree. And and as weird as that sounds, it does make sense. The Prince Castle, I believe, has something to do with like the best franchisee. So there is like, some substance behind it.
Yeah. Well, I've got another little inspirational thing if you want to do that thing.
You mean
Ye-
what's not
Uh-huh.
happening?
Go on.
I don't know if I can do that thing. Hold
Did you
on.
share your audio?
It is. There's a problem.
Do the thing.
Play what? Hold on.
Do the thing.
I'm trying to do the thing. Why is it not working? Let's try it over
In
here.
a world where Justin's tech just breaks and drops.
Hold on. This is live and unedited right here.
In a world where a single quote can inspire and drive the most stubborn of mules, Unknown Destination is here to deliver. And your quote is, traveling leaves you speechless, then it turns you into a storyteller. And I am the prime example of this.
Wow.
I love storytelling, and this quote really hit me because I love talking about traveling and where I've been and what I've seen and the people I've met. So I love this quote so much.
I enjoy that one too. It makes a lot of sense. You have to see it to believe it, and then you got to tell about it. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
the storyteller part makes me think of how everybody, the fish was so big, and then it gets bigger and bigger as the story or as time goes on. I feel like that's the same way when it comes to traveling because you eventually remember things in your trip that were you imagine them being so much grander than they were, and it just makes the storytelling even better.
That makes sense.
I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up though today for this travel little travel story session that we had with our Reddit hotel adventure.
Yeah, I think that was great. So you guys have heard airlines and hotels. Andrew doesn't know this, but I have another one planned for next episode already for another article I found. Rental cars. It
Oh,
is
boy.
not one that you think about, and I have a great article from Thrillist, so definitely tune back in for that next one, guys.
Yeah, we don't really delve into rental car companies or anything like that too often, so this will be kind of a nice treat. So
Yeah.
make sure that you guys tune in for that one, and thanks so much for joining us here in the new year. Hopefully your guys' new year is going better than all of 2020 already combined. I know mine is. So once again, from Justin and myself, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Unknown Destination.
See you guys next time.